pure love and you want to see the best of people all the time, it makes you more susceptible to narcissists because they come along and they assure you in the beginning that, oh my gosh, and I'm not saying he's a narcissist, I just see very... Hi everyone, welcome back to the Light Tarot. My name is Hallie. So grateful to have you all. Let's get into this reading. If you're not familiar with me, the intro should have explained it. Also, I'm doing 2 raffles. One is if you're a subscriber, so please write first subscribe, then write subscriber in the comment section so that you can win. You stand a chance to win, rather, a free tarot reading from me personally to you. Second, you must have social media or email so I can get in contact with you. Second is if you are a member. So if you have a butterfly next to your name and you write the most comments, I'm going to tally it up. The person who writes the most comments and is a member, I will send you a Moonlight Tarot deck. You have to live in the USA and you have to be, you have to have social media or email. Okay. So now that I got that out the way, thank you for watching, everybody. So grateful to have you all. I'm doing a couples update like I do every week. This couples update, I'm focusing on 2 couples. The first being Tom Holland and Zendaya. The second being Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I just want to put this out there for any Swifties that are pro Travis, pro Taylor. Please be respectful. Some YouTubers don't comment to bullies. I do, because I strongly believe standing up against bullies. I'm not going to take it in the comment section, so just putting that out there. Okie dokie, so let's get into this. First, like I said, I'm going to start with Tom Holland and Zendaya. Tom is the sun in Gemini, Zendaya is the sun in Virgo, so her birthday just passed. When I was shuffling the cards, I felt a form of like isolation from Zendaya, and I've been feeling this energy for quite some time. I really strongly feel as though this is the end, drawing the end of their relationship. And as much as I'm rooting for them, I would love them to work out. It's called No Lie Tarot because I read the truth. I don't just make this up. I read what the cards tell me and what my intuition says. I'm using the Star Child Tarot, by the way, for this reading. Same author and illustrator as Moonlight Tarot. Actually, I'm going to show you guys Moonlight Tarot. Moonchild, excuse me. I keep saying Moonlight. Moonchild Tarot. Beautiful, beautiful deck. It's when I got this deck, oh my gosh. And we sell it on our store too, so if you want to check that out. So Queen of Wands, Strength, Star Seed. I see very strongly here that she's getting the strength to leave him. I feel like she's felt abandoned lately, which is very normal. Also, he said he stopped drinking. I've been accurate a lot. Check out my past Tom and Zendaya videos. I mean, very, very accurate. And transformation. I think also because he stopped drinking, it creates like a disconnection. And I think about that a lot, you know. I stopped drinking 8 months ago, I would say. And 8 or 9 months ago, somewhere around there. I stopped drinking in the end of March. So I strongly feel like once you stop drinking, a lot of people will either support you or not support you. And I feel like some people still get salty and I tell them I don't drink. They like try to force me to drink or stuff like that. But it's just not for me. I don't judge people who drink because I did drink. But a lot of your life shifts when you stop drinking. And I feel like, especially in relationships, because the first time I stopped drinking, I was in a relationship and I actually ended that relationship because I felt like a lot of what we did was drinking together. So this is where I feel like maybe she feels isolated, because I think since he stopped drinking, he no longer has interest in the things that they used to do before. And those things that they used to do before involved her. I think his life has changed, and therefore the trajectory of his life, his future plans have completely changed. 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, so feeling very isolated. I get by April of next year, we're going to hear of them breaking up. Now, I feel like the time has extended because I see her being the type, and I don't want to say that she, I don't want to say that she is weak. I don't want to say that at all, but I see her being the type to kind of put aside her own feelings for somebody else's, you know, which I've definitely been guilty of. I think a lot of us are guilty of that. So with 2 of Cups, Knight of Cups, and 7 of Wands, I see very strongly here that she has considered pursuing other relationships. I think she gets hit on quite a lot. I'm not surprised. She's gorgeous. But what stops her, especially recently, somebody has approached her and been like, he doesn't treat you right, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, and she's like, she has to remind herself, and Virgos are very, very loyal. She has to remind herself, you know, he's been good to me times when people were not good to me, you know. And I think that's what's kept her in it, that she has to remind herself, hey, he was very nice to me, he's a very kind person, but it's dangerous and it's murky water to be in if you think like that, because you're going to assume, not all the time, but a lot of the time you'll assume, hey, I did this for this person and they did this for me, that's why we should always stay together, you know. And I don't think that's real loyalty. I think that's toxic loyalty. So with 8 of Crystals, which is Pentacles in the traditional deck, and 7 of Cups, I see her focusing on her other stuff. I think more so mostly about her. Let's see about him. Let's get some energy about him. Yeah, it seems like I get the energy that he's doing more outdoor stuff. I think she might not like to do outdoor stuff. But I see him like rock climbing, stuff like that. And being more prevalent and more present outside. Queen of Crystals, King of Wands. Yeah, so she's working more and he's more like going on adventures, stuff like that. And that's what's creating the space between them. I think before, when he wasn't sober, he would just work, go home, work, go home. But now he's really exploring himself. And Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups, this is making space for both of them to kind of entertain other situations, which I did predict in one of my readings before, that I think Tom might entertain other women, but find himself in situations that he can't like undo. You know what I'm saying? Like, not intentionally, but I think there's a part of him, which is very Gemini, Sun in Gemini, that needs reassurance, you know, which is normal. Okay, I love to say, please be respectful. Like I said, I do retaliate to be bullies. Don't try to be the bully type. Okay, so Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, what's the energy with them? I honestly don't see this lasting long. I really don't. I think some of it is people nudging them around each other that, hey, this could be. And I think, you know, what I relate to in Taylor Swift so much, number one, we're the same age. We're both 1989 babies. But what I see in her is that she's a forever romantic. And that's why I love a lot of her songs. I was listening to The One the other day, and it reminded me of a situation I was in. You know, when you see one of your exes move on, and you're like, you know what, I wish I was that person, you know. Just her songs are just so romantic and sweet and pure-hearted, and I really love that about her. And that's why I think I connect with her so much. But on the flip side of that, I think it makes her vulnerable to people manipulating her, trying to manipulate her, and feed her stories to soothe her inner child. I think she's got a very healthy relationship with her inner child and her youth, but because of that, people will kind of play with that, if you know what I'm saying. So 10 of Cups, I'm using the Star Child Tarot, the different Star Child Tarot for this one actually. One of them is Akashic, the other was the regular. Okay, so 10 of Cups, 2 of Crystals, and 8 of Swords. So haha, very interesting. I strongly believe that Travis has another motive for this, and I just did a reading on his ex's energy towards him, so check that out if I haven't released it yet. If you remember, you get to see it first, so I dropped both of them on Thursday. But I strongly believe he's a very, and this is the shadow side of Sun and Libras, very selfish person, very me, but also is covert about it. So 6 of Swords and Page of Wands. He's done some research on her, and this is what is very interesting to me. I have a strong feeling, and I think I might have seen this too. He found out stuff about her and kind of like he wanted her to be his. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. He wanted her to be his and did so in a way that he basically love bombed her. He has been love bombing her. And that's the thing, when you are romantic, and this is something I've had to recognize about myself, when you are a romantic and you have innocence about yourself, some people will use that to manipulate you. And I'll give you an example. So I think this is through therapy I've realized this too. I used to be drawn towards narcissists. Also because of my upbringing, which I don't really want to get into in this video. I've spoken about it before. But I think it makes you more susceptible. If you believe in love and you believe in pure love and you want to see the best of people all the time, it makes you more susceptible to narcissists because they come along and they assure you in the beginning that, oh my gosh, and I'm not saying he's a narcissist, I just see very narcissistic energy in him. Number one is love bombing. They'll come and they'll tell you, especially if you've written, I had an ex actually who used to read my blog and then tell me what I needed to hear, and I didn't correlate the two because I'm writing from a pure heart, and I'm like, why would anybody read my blog and then tell me what I need to hear? But they're very predatory. They have predatory behavior. So I have a strong feeling, especially with Page of Wands, about investigating. I have a strong feeling that he heard her songs. He found out things about her. And he's tailoring himself. He's tailoring himself to be somebody that seems ideal for her. And it only lasts as long, I see it lasting about 3 months. It only lasts as long as the person's willing to put up a facade about it. And that's the difference with Joe. I don't think Joe, her ex, has narcissistic tendencies. I think he has his flaws, we all do. But I think at heart he's a genuine person. And I think that's why I was able to last so long with him and not with some of the others, especially those in entertainment. Because I don't really consider Joe being entertainment. Even though he's an actor, he's not like involved in Hollywood. But those that are, like even though he's in NFL, he's definitely involved in Hollywood. He is desperate, in my opinion, desperate to be famous. And I think with that, they love bomb her a lot to get something from her, to get validation, to get control. I think this guy was love bombing her, is love bombing her to have people love him, you know? And on her end, the people around her are pushing for her to do Super Bowl and stuff like that. So she's easily swayable, you know? And that's something, like I said, I've had to recognize in myself, that sometimes I'm easily swayable because I believe the best in people. But the best, what repels narcissists is knowing who you are and being willing to say no, you know? Because when you're easily swayable and you can't say no and stand firm in your boundaries, your belief system, they will do whatever they can to you. Because they have you like this, because they've told you, yeah, I know your ex did this to you, but I won't, you know? They behave like the perfect partner until they can't anymore, until things start to unravel. And when things unravel, you either have to accept they are not who they said that they were, or you play along with it. The longer you play along with it, the harder it gets to leave. So with Queen of Crystals, the Moon, and Seven of Wands, I see very strongly here a release. And I said 3 months, where she's going to get to the point and be like, this isn't adding up. Like, and that's what you realize when you're in a relationship with somebody that has strong narcissistic tendencies. You realize that a lot of what they say, they don't do. And I'm going to correlate it to Netflix's Love is Blind. I believe Izzy Zapata is definitely a narcissistic he has narcissistic tendencies. And it's similar energy to here. Like they'll say who they are a lot. You know, they'll be like, I'm a kind person, I'm a this person, but they don't really show it. And when you start to see their true character, or they'll be like, oh, you're such an amazing person, I love this about you, if I were yours, if I got the chance to be yours, you know, they tell you everything you want to hear. But when it comes to action, there's a lot lacking. So with Oppression and Queen of Cups, she's going to really have to do, I think she's done some therapy, but she's going to have to apply that. And that's the thing about therapy. A lot of it, and just becoming a better person, healing, growing, a lot of it is having to admit and face up to, do I have the strength to be this person? Have I matured enough to tell this person no? You know? And applying it in life. So that's what I have for you all. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said before, 2 raffles going on. If you're subscribed, write down subscriber. If you're a member, I will be reaching out next month to tell you who won the tarot deck. So again, lots of love. Take care.